Welcome to AISD Up Close, brought to you by the Department of Public Relations and Multicultural Outreach. This program will take a closer look at the Austin Independent School District's programs and departments. During the year, I'll interview key administrators and staff to learn more about district operations. I'm Pat Dabbert, and I'm your host for AISD Up Close. Joining me today are Guadalupe Villarreal, who is the Campus Director of Premier High School at Lanier, and Ann Warren, who is the Campus Director at Travis. And we're going to be talking about the two in-district charters that we are partnering with, Responsive Education Solutions, at the two campuses. Thank you for joining me today.
Morning. Thank you for inviting us.
So what is Premier High School?
Premier High School at Travis and Lanier are Austin ISD in-district charters. Premier High School is a graduation pathway program designed to meet the needs of students in grades 9 to 12 who are at risk of dropping out of high school or have dropped out of high school.
It is indeed a separate high school.
That is correct.
It's just housed at that campus.
Yes, ma'am.
What is an in-district charter?
These in-district charters represent a partnership and a collaboration between Austin Independent School District and Responsive Education Solutions. Basically, what they are charters or schools for AISD students that are going to be served by responsive ed educational programs.
So how does the program work on the individual campuses?
Upon enrollment, students will take diagnostic exams, which will give the Premier High School staff an idea of the student's academic abilities. Based on the results of those diagnostic exams, students will be, an academic plan will be formulated for each individual student. These individual student academic plans will be enacted in the classroom, and students will participate in remediation, acceleration, and state assessment preparation. Another big part of our program is character education. Character education is done in the classroom by having organic conversations with teachers and administrators about positive character traits and ways that students can then use those in their personal lives.
So remediation, can you define that a little more for us?
Sure. We see remediation when students come into our campus. Sometimes they have not passed a course that is necessary for them to be successful on the state assessments or in their next course. So really the remediation is going to come in building some of the skills that they have that they're weak in, and making sure that they are kind of up to par to where they'll be successful in the future.
And acceleration? What can you describe that a little bit?
Sure. Acceleration as far as a student that comes into us that might have a strength in English. We might want to get that student enrolled in dual credit as far as, with ACC. So we have that capability for our students on campus as well.
Who is eligible to attend Premier High School?
First of all, students in the grades 9 to 12 who had dropped out, or students who are at risk of dropping out and who live in the Lanier and Travis attendance zones.
So how are we identifying the at-risk students?
Students that are at risk are students that have attendance problems or students that have academic problems.
And the ones that have dropped out, are they've left and we're trying to bring them back?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. Where will the students attend class?
They'll actually attend class on the physical campus of the Lanier and Travis High School, except that it's going to be unique because the Premier High School at Lanier and Travis will actually have a separate physical space on those campuses.
Oh, okay. So each campus is being redesigned, so to speak, or reconfigured to kind of have a separate entrance.
I like to call it a campus within a campus,
okay.
kind of.
Well, that's good. Yeah. Each school will have different hours, is that correct? So like at Travis, what would the hours be?
The hours at Travis, we have 4 classrooms, and 3 of those will operate on a 2-shift schedule, and those 2 shifts are a morning and an afternoon shift. The morning students will come from 8 a.m. until 12 noon, and then the afternoon students will come from 12:45 until 4:45 p.m. Now, Travis has a unique schedule in that we allow a full day program as well, which will be from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m.
And how are the schedules determined how a student will be on a certain schedule?
Basically, when a student comes in and meets with myself, the director, we'll talk about what scheduling needs they have, if they are a parent themselves or if they have a work conflict. Then we'll work out a time when they can be enrolled in school that will fit into those other demands that they have. Academics also plays a main role in what schedule they fit into. If the student has a lot of work to make up, if they have had attendance or academic issues in the past and need to make up a lot of courses, then obviously we'd recommend that full day program for them.
And at Lanier, what would the hours be?
At Lanier, we have 2 shifts. We have a morning shift, and it's going to be from 8 to 12, and then an afternoon shift from 12:45 to 4:45.
You're not going to have the full day
No,
at
ma'am.
Lanier.
No, ma'am.
How do students enroll for Premier High School?
Enrollment is a 3-step process. The first step is for a parent or guardian of a student that is under 18 to fill out the initial student data registration form, and that can be found online or it's available at the physical campus. The second step is going to be for the parent or guardian to fill out all other required registration documents. And then the third step is going to be for that parent or guardian and the student to come in for an enrollment orientation with the campus director.
So if the student is older, they can do it. If they're over what age?
If they're over 18, they can actually fill out the registration documents themselves. And then at the enrollment orientation, a parent or guardian does not need to be present.
Okay. And you said online, so where would they go to find this?
They can access the initial student data registration form at the AISD website.
Great, thank you. And that would be the same for both campuses, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
That's correct.
So if students are, I know you had said it's for the attendance zones for Lanier and Travis, but I think if space is available, you're going to open it up district-wide, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So if they need transportation help, will they have any kind of bus service to these campuses?
Yes. They have 2 options depending on where they are located as far as residency goes. Most students will fall under a category of using the Capital Metro bus system. And if a student lives outside of a 2-mile radius of the actual campuses, they're eligible to receive Capital Metro bus passes at no charge to the student, so completely free. If the student does live within a 2-mile radius, then they will be able to purchase those bus passes from Capital Metro.
Okay.
Most students on the Travis High School campus will not be eligible to ride the AISD buses.
Okay.
However, those students that are enrolled in the full day program will, because their start time coincides with the bus arrival time at Travis
For the
High
regular
School.
high school.
Exactly.
Okay.
So they will be eligible for the AISD buses. However, the morning and afternoon students at both the Premier High School at Travis and Lanier will not be eligible for the AISD buses.
Okay. Is there an age group that's eligible for this program?
Yes, ma'am. All the way to ages 21.
Oh, okay. That's good. We're really trying to get students that have, you know, maybe left the system, and we're trying to get those back.
Yes, ma'am. We're trying to recruit those students.
That's great. What makes the Premier High School at Travis and Lanier different from the regular high school?
Well, like we said before, this is an alternative graduation program serving students in grades 9 through 12 who have dropped out or are at risk of dropping out of high school. So that's unique in and of itself. But this program also delivers a one-to-one individualized approach for students as far as academics goes. I mentioned making an individualized academic plan for each student. Once that's made, the student will go through direct teach, facilitator-led, and then also computer-based instruction that will help students recover credits, accelerate the credit accrual process, and then also receive high-dosage tutoring in math or other high areas of need. I mentioned math just because a lot of our students find math to be very difficult, and that's usually the subject or the core course that we focus on. But through this remediation, students are able to achieve their ultimate goal, which is graduation. And so that's kind of how we're different from the traditional Austin ISD setting.
So it sounds a little more customized for each individual student. And is there a ratio of students per teacher?
Right now, I know the classrooms at Premier High School at Travis, there will be one teacher and then 25 students at the most in the classrooms. We will also have a teacher's aide floating between the classrooms to kind of help out as needed. And then we also have support staff on campus, which would come in the form of an ESL specialist, our special education teacher, and then our Title I math specialist.
So you talked about the hours. Is it going to have the traditional school calendar?
Yes.
So they will start on August 27th,
yes,
like the rest of the district?
That's correct. The first day will be August 27th. We'll follow the same late start days that Travis High School and Lanier High School follow, so it'll be exactly the same.
Okay, winter break, spring break.
All the same.
Okay.
They'll be off with their friends.
Okay. And we talked about like a separate campus within a campus. Yes. Will they have access to the cafeteria and the gym, or how's that going to work?
That's a great question. Within the first year of our contract, students will actually not have access to those facilities.
Okay.
The students that will be receiving lunches from our campus through the CMP program will receive them from the Travis High School cafeteria in our case, and they will just be brought to the classrooms at Premier High School at Travis for
and
the
that's
students.
going to play the same for Lanier?
Lanier.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then a lot of them are on a different schedule, so they might not even be there.
Exactly. We have our morning and afternoon, and they probably won't want to stick around for that service.
So at what point will you know whether you're going to open it up to the rest of the district?
You know, that date has yet to be determined.
Okay.
We really want to give the Travis and Lanier campuses, the students that are traditionally enrolled there, the opportunity to take advantage of this program first before we open it up to other residency areas.
So let's say they don't find out about it before August 27th. Will that be a problem? Can they enroll later in the month or in September?
They can enroll later, and the capacity, like for example, Premier High School Lanier will be up to 156 students. We're looking at having 2 shifts, like I stated before, and there's going to be a total of about 75 students on the first shift, which is the morning shift, another additional 75 students in the afternoon shift. If more students do come in, we have the capacity to go up to at least 200 students. So we can open up another shift.
Okay.
Depending on the need.
So like August 27th comes around, they just find out about the program, they can still enroll.
Yes, the beauty about our program is we talked about the individualized approach. Students can come in and start working on their courses on their first day. It really doesn't matter where their peers started or when their peers started. In any given classroom, you might have 2 students sitting next to each other. One's working on Algebra 1 and one's working on English 4.
Okay.
You know, so that's where the individualized approach really comes into our program.
Good, good. So how would students contact the campus or get enrolled in the program?
There's a couple different ways that students can contact us. First, I mean, they can visit the AISD website. We have a landing page on there. They can fill out some information and it gets sent directly to Mr. Villarreal and myself. Or they can call us. We have some campus director cell phones, and the Premier High School at Travis number is 560-9354.
And the cell phone number for my campus is 512-968-5280.
Great.
And then the last way that they can contact us is obviously just stopping by the campus. We're always there to give them additional information, give them a tour of the campus, and kind of start that enrollment process.
So do y'all have separate entrances for these high schools? So they should look for the entrance for Premier High School?
We actually, at Travis, they would come in the main entrance to the school.
And at Lanier?
Lanier the same.
Okay, great. So when these students are successful and they graduate, how will they get their diploma?
They're going to be getting the Austin ISD diplomas, and they're from both Premier High School at Lanier and also at Travis.
Great. So they'd be part of the regular graduating class.
They would be part of the regular graduating class. However, we will have separate graduation ceremonies for the Premier High School campuses.
Okay, great. Is there any other information you'd like to share about the Premier High Schools that we haven't covered so far?
I really think that something that's imperative to students and also families right now is just for them to know that we are enrolling students currently. They don't have to wait until August. So if they want to kind of get that ball rolling,
Your
make sure to
offices
contact
are
us.
open?
We are open.
Okay,
yes.
great. So they're open now, and you're really trying to get a lot of these students back into school.
We are. We
That's
are.
correct.
Yes.
Well, that's great. Well, thank you for joining me today. This has been very informative. If you want more information on the Premier High School, please visit the AISD website at www.austinisd.org. If you have suggestions for future programs, please contact me by telephone or email. Thank you for joining me. I'm Pat Dabbert with AISD UpClose.